How do you reflect on that first fight? Is it something you've watched back and you've gone,
I've watched it
should have
1,000 times, probably not 1,000, but probably maybe 100 times I watched it, yeah.
What do you think?
I thought it was a very good fight. I thought I did fantastic. I thought Usyk did fantastic. It was what it was. It's just someone's opinion, really, isn't it, who won the fight? Because like we see in a lot of these fights recently, especially like in fights that people think are close, then some people might have one man winning it, other people might have another man winning it. So it's just someone's opinion on the night. So yeah, it's complicated, really. I think I won. He thinks he won. I've seen him do an interview where he said, "Oh, I thought I won it by a point." You know, one of the judges had me up by a point, one had him up by a point. It's just opinion. It's an opinionated thing if it goes the distance, and that's what you've got to deal with. If something goes the distance, you're relying on three people's opinions, and they might not all see it the same. So yeah, as if to say, "Oh, this man's beat me, battered me, made me quit or whatever." No, that ain't the case. He's got a victory over me like that one on my record is just because of someone's opinion, a biased opinion, I think, as well. Because the IBF, who had me losing 113, 112, I've just paid them whatever, paid them a lot of money to be in their rankings. They've not even got me ranked in top 15 in the new ratings. So, you know, it's they're the people who decided my career's fight performance. So it is what it is. Again, it's just someone's opinion, which is usually no problem to me because I've always been a person who didn't really give a shit what people say or think up until it comes to a point where they're deciding on your life or career. Not life, but boxing fight decision. So, yeah. So either way, it was close. It could have, if it went to him by a round or me by a round, it was very close. So I was happy. You know, I didn't get the decision I wanted. I didn't get the victory, but I didn't take it out of the judge's hands. So I had left it to someone's opinion, and that went against me. So, am I going to cry about spilt milk? No. Have I cried about it at all? No. Because here's the fact. The fun fact is, it wasn't going to change my life, even 10%, winning or losing that fight. Obviously, you want to win. You're in training camp. You put your heart and soul into something, and you dedicate it for, I don't know, 20 years or something to get to this point. Me. But it hasn't affected my life. You know what I mean? I don't go anywhere anyway. I just stick around Morecambe Bay, and that's it. I think we're pretty familiar in what I do in a daily life. Hundreds of millions of people have seen it on Netflix.
So what did you make of Dempsey yesterday then? Being around him, facing off with him. I guess, did you do some of those round tables at all? Has that happened yet?
No.
No, but you talked to him at the press conference a little bit. Yeah. What do you think?
Not too much. Like, listen, see with boxing, at the end of the day, these press conferences, this face-off, these weigh-ins and all that, they're not going to win you the fight. Like, the main thing is that I go into the ring and I win December 21st. Whatever happens before that, like, I see, me personally, yeah, all that talking, raha, he said, she said, I'm not really into that stuff. Like, I feel like if someone disrespects me and then we go into a fight and then after the fight he's like, oh, like, it was just to sell that. Like, I'm not really down for that. I'm like, if you're going to say something, you got to stand on it. And like, don't after a fight come shake my hand and say, oh, I didn't really mean that, blah, 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 blah. So, like, I showed, and I showed respect to Dempsey, he showed respect back, and that's what it is. Like I said with Johnny Fisher also, I don't like none of these, it's not that I don't like none of these guys because I haven't got a problem. I haven't got a problem with them. They haven't gave me a reason to not like them. But it's just like, I'm trying to do my job as being a boxer, climb the rankings and win fights. Obviously, they're trying to do the same, and I just want to make these big fights happen. And with Dempsey McKean, he was one of the guys who was ranked above me, and I just wanted to fight him. Like I said, I ain't got nothing wrong to him. I saw him this morning, I shook his hand saying, how are you, XYZ. I just got to do a job.
Yeah, considering from where he was, this is exactly the same as Wilder. When he went through hell in that final round against Wilder, he still won that round. Yeah. I don't know, how long can he do that for? This going to the world.
Well, that's what you're going to find out. Because those fights take something out of you. You leave something behind in the ring. All fighters, it don't matter who you are, in your tough fights, you'll leave something behind. And that will be answered again on the 21st to see who. I went to the dressing room after the fight, obviously with Tyson, and he was quite annoyed that he didn't get the decision. He was, but he was quite, you know, lively, if you know what I mean. Like his mind was on, and going into Usyk, who won the fight, you'd have thought he was the loser going into his dressing room. Although he won it, he knew he'd been in a very, very tough fight.
Tyson now goes into a fight for the first time with a L on his record. He thinks he won.
Yeah.
You think he won. Many people do think he won, but you know, it's there. He hasn't lost on his record.
And a lot of people think Usyk.
Yeah. How do you think that affects Tyson, if at all, like going forward?
It's irrelevant. All that matters is the night. Keep looking over your shoulder. If you keep doing that, someone's going to clip you on the chin. You've got to keep looking forward.
You're also under pressure. It feels like you know you've got this growing army of they're called the Bosch Army. I'm sure they'll be coming out.
Bosch Army,
the Bull Army.
Yeah.
They'll be out in Riyadh with you, I'm sure.
Rowdy in Saudi, 100%.
Yeah, Rowdy in Saudi. Your following's going up there as well. There's a lot of eyes on Johnny Fisher and how he performs, and more so than ever on the grandest stage of them all. Are you feeling that at all?
There is perceived pressure, but for me, there's none. I'm doing what I love. I'm doing something that I never dreamed I could do 3-4 years ago when I was at Exeter University playing rugby, trying to get in that Exeter uni team. This is all fun for me, Dev.
That's amazing. So this is still just fun?
I don't care. I don't care. I'm literally going to go in there free. Every time I fight, I go in there and I just let my hands go. But the good thing is now with Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs and Sonny Cannon, my team, I'm refining them skills a little bit more. So when you can fight with a freedom, but you've got the skills and a bit of temperament behind that as well, that's a very, very dangerous mix. So I'll go in with absolutely anyone. And my job in life, right, everyone's job in life is to build a security for their family and build a legacy if they can. But more importantly, it's the material things. We're in a time where the cost of living is through the roof, and like all normal people in the world, I just want to pay my mortgage off. I want to give my mum and dad a nice little bonus if I can, go on some nice holidays. I've got very material, without sounding selfish, that's my aim in life, is to give my family a better life. So all the other stuff is a bonus, and to be able to do this on Riyadh season and going out to fight on these cards with the Furies and the Usyks, it's a dream come true for me, and doing that, it makes me want to perform as well as I can.
Well said. I love that. That's actually Dave Allen there. I don't know if you can see him. I don't know if you can quite make him out.
Is he behind me?
Yeah, no, he's just there. I don't know if you've got anything you want to say.
Oh, you mean the camera?
Yeah, just the camera. It's just something else.
Still half asleep.
I don't know if you want to. Yeah. Anything you want to tell the White Rhino, who's been watching in, listening in on this interview?
Big Dave, listen, I've sparred you once before, well, a few times before, and you belted me, and you're going to try and do that again. I'm going to try and belt you. And as I said, we said it last night, there's nothing we need to say. You're going to try and wing them big shots on my head, and I'm going to be coming for you as well. But I'm going to do it in a gentlemanly manner, and we're going to shake hands before and after the fight. But when that bell goes, we won't be friends. But all said and done, crispy aromatic duck at the Blue Orchid after.
Yes, hello, welcome to Birmingham, welcome to the BP Pulse. It's all happening. the talking is finally over. Tonight, in this ring behind me, Liam Davies and Shabaz Masoud will finally meet after all the build-up, all the verbals, all the arguments, all the messages, the DMs, the calling out from the crowd. It's happening. Talking's done. And I've got a man who's very good at talking, pretty good at fighting as well, the hitman Nathan Heaney. How are you, sir?
Yeah, very, very good, thank you, David. Like you say, looking forward to a great fight, because this is a really, really, really good fight. It's a really good fight on TNT Sports. The atmosphere should be great in here, because Davies always brings a good crowd, but I don't know what, I'm guessing Masoud's going to bring a good crowd as well, so it should be very fiery in here later.
Well, I think it's going to be fiery. I think it's going to be heated between them. Listen, before we talk about the main event, let's talk a little bit about yourself. Hitman, how is the Hitman? Give us the update. What's going on?
Yeah, listen, like, obviously my last fight was probably 3 months ago, just over 3 months ago, in the same arena, and unfortunately it was the first time I ever suffered a defeat. But listen, I was absolutely gutted immediately after the fight, and for probably a week, 2 weeks after, more so because I felt like I let me sit down more than anything, really. Like, and then people around me have always believed in me, support me. But it's the game that I'm in. Like, it's a hard sport, and with them small gloves, all you need to do is get caught with one shot, and it can all change. But I've also seen what can happen when I put everything right and I put a performance on, like when I won the British title, and it's just getting back to that now, which I will be back.
Let me just tell you now, you didn't let your city down. I'm going to nip this in the bud now. You didn't let your city down, didn't let anyone down. I literally heard your fans bring you up to your feet. They roared so much. I've never heard that before for a fighter that's just lost for the first time, that the fans are still there singing louder than ever. So you didn't let anyone down, mate.
Yeah, no, thank you. I do say they are the best supporters in the country, like all the world, because if you're the best in the Britain, you're the best in the world support-wise, because no one supports like the Brits do. But yeah, like, it's weird, like, very surreal thing you're back to when I'm standing there in my first loss and all the singing is one of our own. Yeah. But normally, like, when you lose a football match or whatever, you're straight out the stadium and you're gone, trying to beat the traffic, no one left. It was amazing, it was amazing.
So, Liam Davies, Shabaz Masoud, you're not just a Queensberry stablemate, you're a BCB stablemate of Liam Davies. You've watched his career unfold. Shabaz from Stoke as well, around that kind of area. Give us your kind of initial thoughts heading into the evening. Yeah,
this is by far the biggest testament of Shabaz's career. And Davies has been tested numerous times against very good fighters. It's just whoever gets the right. Shabaz and Ben Davies have to get the game plan absolutely spot on, because Davies is he's very long, he's very tall, but he's very strong. He's very economical what he does well. I've never really seen him get drawn into anything that he shouldn't get drawn into. Whether he has to press on the front foot or box on the back foot like he did against Buildup, he's done very well every single time. So it can be a very tough fight for Davies if Masoud gets the perfect game plan. But if he doesn't get the right game plan, it's going to be very, very tough for Masoud, because Davies has proven himself.
Well, Liam Davies has said, like, obviously he's going to talk the talk. He does. He talks very, very well, building up the fights. He said he's going to go right through it. He's talked about this could be over in a couple of rounds. Do you think he's got that in him to actually just deal with Shabaz Masoud immediately tonight?
I can't say in terms of Shabaz himself, but in regards to, like, can he just take people out as well? When he fought with Jason Cunningham,
1 round,
I would never in a million years thought he would have done that. And he can punch, like, he really can. And not only that, it's not only in the fights, in sparring, he's putting people down. He's a very, very economical, very strong, and not only that, he can box. He can box, like I said before, when you look at, like, Buildup caused some nightmares for. He's made hard fights against McCann and Andrew Kane. But Davies controlled him pretty comfortably, and he almost made it look it was easy, but it wasn't easy. Bullduap's not easy for anyone, but Davies is a very good boxer.
No, he definitely is. And with Shabaz Masoud, it feels like, he's unbeaten as well. They're two unbeaten fighters around the same age heading into tonight. But Shabaz, his form appears maybe a tad patchy. He's had some brilliant performances. Jack Bateson was a real standout win. But then he has a fight with Jose San Martin where it's a little bit here and there. People telling him, even his own team saying that wasn't good enough. It could be a kind of breakout moment for him tonight if he gets this done. Do you feel he's got a big performance in him?
If he wins tonight, it puts him right there, because Davies is on the cusp of a world title. He has to be. He's won every title you can get. So Shabaz beats him. Yeah, he is right there. And like I say, but Shabaz had like a bit of a change in his start back in the day. I remember him being on the TNT Sports show. I think we were even on the same one of my first ever TV ones, and he had the flair and the way that he moved. But now his style sort of settled down a little bit more now since being with Ben Davies. So maybe he's hitting harder now, which can make it better against Davies, but he'll still need that trickiness, boxing ability that he's got.
Yeah, well, there's been another element to this, something that actually doesn't happen in any of your fights. There's been a bit of needle. You're like the nicest pressers in the world, Nathan Healy.
The most boring pressers in the world. Sorry.
No, I didn't say that on there, low key. But listen, they've been going back and forth. They've been Shabaz's fans and his mates have been calling out to Liam. Have you enjoyed the build-up? Does it add any spice into the evening?
Yeah, Davies is always the same. He is always the same. But I think you can see the other day, it wasn't really Shabaz that he was annoyed with. It was more Shabaz's supporters. Yeah. I think they might have been going with him in the crowd or whatever. But I think that just fueling up a little bit more. Like, particularly with myself, like when people do things to you out externally, it puts a little bit more spice in you. But it's been entertaining. Because Davies actually said to me, "You're too nice, you are." When we were on the,
did he really?
Yeah, he said that. I think we went before the Denzel Bentley fight. He said, "You're too nice, you are." I said, "Oh, well, it's just." But it's weird. I like punching people, but I'm not too bothered about saying it.
Well, do you know what's interesting is that Davies he's quite hot-headed in these scenarios. He's said himself, he's admitted he's an emotional guy. If someone says something to him, he's gonna fire back. Yeah. Shabaz has suggested that maybe Liam's head's gone, and that maybe his emotion will be to his detriment tonight. Have you ever been in a kind of scenario in a fight where someone said something to you, or you've heard things, or you're getting messages where you're thinking, "Oh, I've got to really make sure I do a job on this guy because of X, Y, Z"?
Maybe more in the amateurs when I was up boxing in the amateur. I've never really felt that as a pro, really. But I don't really think Davies. I think he's too mature to lose himself in that sort of getting caught up with the back and forth talk or people messaging him. I don't think that will bother him, to be honest. But could the crowd with both sets of supporters, could that make it a bit more energetic and make it so they change the game plan? You don't know.
Yeah.
I've had it before when I boxed Shat Flatley, and I think Richard Woodall commented how calm he was considering how mental the place was. But that's what you have to do. You have to just listen to your coach, settle down and just do the job. Obviously you want to entertain the crowd, but that should naturally happen anyway if you're doing the right things.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're expecting a raucous atmosphere for the main event. That, of course, is on TNT Sports from 7 o'clock. This is the YouTube prelims. We've got 3 live fights coming up for you here. And let me just touch on this. The wider card, so much going on. Chantel Cameron, I think she's one of the best fighters in the world. She's in a proper fight, though, against the former world champion. But you must look up to fighters like Chantel and think, yeah, that's where I want to be, right? Former undisputed champion.
Yeah, well, you love to be, but you do realise sometimes you need to know what your strengths and what your weaknesses are. And Steve knows my weaknesses, so he tries to build on that. Now, listen, for me, I'd love to just fight for a world title. Whether you want it or not, it doesn't matter. I'd love to fight for a world title. Now, listen, I've been a former British champion. And I always believed I could be a British champion. I always did believe that. I even said to you in an interview 5 years ago, I want to be a British champion. But I believed I could be. And I did it, but I believe I could fight for a world title. And but the performance has got to be done over the next year or so to get to that position. But you only have to look at the stablemates that we got here. Denzel Bentley, Hamza Shiraz, who is legit. Hamza Shiraz is legit. When he boxed Tyler Denny, that's when I could finally assess Shiraz and think, because I know what Tyler can do. He's very good, and based off that performance, I was like, yeah, Shiraz is legit. He's legit, because you wouldn't know whether former opponents might have been at the end of the career, and it's just a bit flattering, but nah, he's the real deal.
Listen, that was an unbelievable performance from Hamza Shiraz. Expecting big things. Let me get your thoughts on your weight division. I think we've got a bit of time here. So, of course, Denzel Bentley, A man that you have beaten, Brad Pauls, a man who has beaten you. They are meeting in December. In fact, we're actually going to head over to Thomas Trober.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Do you want me to jump on there? Yeah. Top man.
To his career.
Yeah, definitely. Really looking forward to see Mykyle from Steel City Gym, progress with his professional boxing career. This will be his second time in the ring. So very excited to see him step up tonight.
How are you guys anyway?
Right, Nathan. Pleasure to have you alongside us as well. After doing the business alongside Dev earlier, we get a chance to take a look now at Mykyle Ahmed. As I say, his second professional fight of his career this evening. I suppose I need to ask both of you and Nicola first before we hand over to Thomas Trober. The first fight's always the most nerve-wracking. The second one, do you feel a bit more comfortable as you make this ring walk, particularly in an arena like this? It's still a big occasion tonight, of course.
Definitely. I think once you're familiar with what the process is, everything's almost the same. Like, you prepare for every single fight as if it's going to be one of your hardest fights, and that's just part of the preparation. And every time you step into the ring, every fighter will tell you you've worked on new bits, you're a new level of yourself in every single aspect, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, tactically. You know, you tick all the boxes every single time you step through that ropes to know that you're going to do your best.
Well, this will be certainly what Mykyle Ahmed wants to do this evening. As he takes on Caicedo, we will hand you over to the Master of Ceremonies in the ring this evening, Thomas Trober, for the pre-fight announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a great night of professional boxing action from BP Pulse Live in Birmingham, England. We get things started with 4 rounds scheduled, and it is a flyweight contest. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors. Rion Season, 32 Red, and Beauty Best. Our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Chris Dean. Introducing to you first fighting tonight, out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing blue with black and weighing officially at 8 stone 5 pounds. Coming to us from Buenaventura, Colombia, he is a veteran of 38 professional bouts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Caicedo. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with gold and weighed in officially at 8 stone 6 pounds. Hailing from Sheffield, England, he is undefeated with 1 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mykyle Ahmed.
The second step into the professional ranks then for the young man from Sheffield. It was a very confident debut performance against Stephen Jackson back in August. An early stoppage and a perfect start to his professional career. He will be looking, I'm sure, for a positive start this evening under the lights in Birmingham. The Colombian is a well-worn-in fighter, to say the least. Plenty of experience, even if the victories haven't necessarily come for Caicedo.
It's nice to see Mykyle already starting pushing the pressure on in terms of sort of walking him back into the ropes.
Looking to have that assertive, dominant presence in the ring, keeping Caicedo locked into the outer edges. Going for that low shot with that right hand that we saw a lot, and that one certainly seemed to land very cleanly and will have rattled Caicedo early on, perhaps.
The most I like the fact that he's so relaxed when he's doing it. He's not even trying. He's just slowly moving and not trying too hard.
Yeah, Mykyle's very, very relaxed in there.
There's no rush as the Colombian tries to assert a couple of volleys of his own, just to keep the young man from Sheffield in check.
When you're on a stage like this, you get a bit excited, let the shots go. You want to prove something, but it's good that he's just taking his time.
An experienced calmness, would you say, about him, even in his second fight then?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's quick as well, just to get on his heels and step away from the right hand of the Colombian once more. He's actually based himself in Spain over the last few years, has fought a lot in the United Kingdom, in Italy as well in the last 12 months or so. Never actually won a fight in Europe, unfortunately, the Colombian.
Notice Mykyle's just switched to southpaw there.
He was able to avoid the worst of that right hand as well from Caicedo and come down low again to the body with that left hand. Stephen Jackson suffered from those body blows that Mykyle Ahmed was able to deliver throughout the 2 and a bit rounds of his professional debut. Steps in aggressively this time. Caicedo's got himself away from the ropes at least, for that right hand will just rock the head back a touch.
It's nice here, you can see how Mykyle's setting up the shots. He's sort of touching, you know, almost with a bit of a lighter shot, and then dropping in, almost to lure them into that full sense of security before sort of dropping a heavy shot.
That was something you said you saw from his pro debut as well, that ability to perhaps give a false sense of security to the opponent in the ring before landing something heavily, and that was a strong left hand, and just Caicedo getting out of the way of that right uppercut. Left hook coming around the corner again, though, catches him on the jaw.
Oh, nice shot. Nice right uppercut there as he stepped back.
Strong opening round then for Mykyle Ahmed in his second fight of his professional career. Caicedo certainly less aggressive than his British opponent, and certainly on the receiving end of far more wearing shots. A number around the body, but a few as well just around the head, to make sure that Mykyle Ahmed is keeping a nice bit of variety in that opening round.
Yeah, it'd be good to see this fight for Mykyle in particular to go the full 4 rounds, because, as you said, in his debut, you know, brilliant performance, stopped it in the first round, but, you know, it's important for fighters as they're climbing up the ladder to actually bank that experience and the ring time as well, so then the step up doesn't feel so significant.
You don't have to look at that corner. Obviously, Grant Smith Dolce-Smith. What a corner that is to be.
Yeah, and head coach Piers Gudgeon for Mykyle there too from Still City.
More of the same perhaps needed from the British fighter then for this second round. How important is it, Nathan, just having, as a young fighter, going 4 rounds early on in your career rather than having early stoppages just to build up the confidence?
Yeah, nice left hook.
It's important to get the rounds, but if you can't stop them, just stop them. Obviously, I haven't stopped a tremendous amount in my career, but I know I can go the distance when it comes to stuff. But if you can get them out there, I wouldn't wait around if you got the opportunity to get them out.
Yeah.
You'll do the rounds in the gym anyway. You'll be doing all the rounds sparring. You'll do everything you need to do.
Again, just in that assertive presence, forcing his opponent into the corner. It's a low body shot, just caught more of the elbow than actually the trunk of his opponent. Very few shots really have landed cleanly, coming the other way from Caicedo as well in the first
good body, good left hook to the body.
Round in a minute. Strong right hand again, just catches the head of the Colombian.
Good.
Nice left body hook there from Mykyle.
And again, and goes up top with the right hook round the corner.
I think you should just keep doing the same. Keep going to that left hook to the body, but then maybe bring it to the head as well afterwards.
Yin's firing back, but he's just focusing so much on the head at the moment.
Yeah.
I almost get the feeling that maybe Caicedo's shooting out of frustration or so, because he's trying to throw big and heavy shots at his opponent whenever he can. He's not really getting many opportunities to do so either, and the head movement of Mykyle Ahmed is very good indeed at just being able to dodge, avert, and step away from anything that comes in.
But maybe he might want to just touch up a little bit, because he's almost like he's looking for the one shot now to land to the body, instead of preoccupying him with little taps to the top, tap, then whack. It seems like he's waiting for the perfect shot now, instead of just tapping a bit more to show the gaps and then let it go.
Yeah, or maybe a feint or two in between.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
These two getting very close quarters indeed up against the ropes, but again it's Mykyle Ahmed just landing and continuing to try and land those shots down on the body. Last 20 seconds or so of this second round. Caicedo ducking away and almost catching his foot on the ropes there. There's a good body blow followed up by a right hand. Caicedo with a volley of punches just to try and at least force Ahmed back on his heels again as the bell for the second round goes, and it's, well, still very impressive and very much Mykyle Ahmed's fight right now. Controlling a lot of the tempo, controlling this positioning in the ring. Not only that, but certainly landing far more debilitating blows on Yin Caicedo than is coming back from the Colombian so far.
The only way that you're going to break down the Colombian, though, is he's got to apply a little bit more pressure. He's putting the pressure on the foot, but he's not really applying the pressure to his punches. Like I say, he's waiting for that one shot at this moment in time. He's looking to land the left hook to the body, but not really. He's not really touching him up in between. The only way you're going to break these guys is so tough.
One thing that Caicedo has to him is that he does know how to go the distance. Most of his fights tend to go the full length of ground, so it may mean that Mykyle Ahmed just has his work not necessarily cut out for him tonight, but he has to play the slightly longer game than we saw from his opening bout against Stephen Jackson. He said there was no better way to start your professional career than an early stoppage as we start round 3. May have to work a little harder for it tonight, though.
I like seeing him jab up and then jab back down and then come back over the top with the right hand.
Prowling, stalking his prey every so often. Once again, is able to get well away from the flying shot of Caicedo. It's an easy just dip of the head to duck around it. Caicedo does the same, but on his way back up, there's a body blow that comes in. Another body shot as well with the right hand.
And it's lovely to bust him up with the jab in between. I don't think he's thrown a jab yet, and it's been a minute of the round. If he's just throwing the jab out, preoccupying, then with them body shots in.
Yeah, it just keeps your opponent thinking constantly.
That's good.
2 shots to the side of the head, not necessarily the cleanest and heaviest hits that we've seen from Mykyle Ahmed. Again, look at that straight left, look at that kill shot suddenly.
Lovely backhand.
Nice shot.
Low, and Caicedo almost moved straight into that right hand on the follow-up as he was trying to duck away from the initial left. Walked straight onto it, albeit in that crouch position slightly.
The uppercuts to the body are working beautifully, especially because Yin seems to lean forward a lot.
See Caicedo when he does throw that big, almost overhand right, it's just to find some separation more than anything else and keep his opponent honest right now.
Stinging with the jab.
Good left straight down Main Street, catching Caicedo right in the middle of the face.
The main time Yin gets caught is when he stops moving his feet around the ring, and that really gives the opportunity for Mykyle to open up and let his hands loose.
strong body shot. Again, Caicedo ducking down just to try and get away from the follow-ups. It almost seems like the Colombians willing to take the first shot and then try and weather the storm and escape away from the next two that come up.
But I think he's thrown about 3 jabs. One of the most important shots in boxing. If he just threw the jab out a little bit more.
I can hear your frustration because
it's not frustration. It's just when you can see him there, he's holding his, when Caicedo's holding his feet, he can be pinging him with the jab. He's currently trying to look for the lovely body shot, which he's landing at times. But it'd be much easier for him to land the body shots if he's triggering him with the jab. Just preoccupying him, so if he thinks someone's coming at the top, then he can whip the body shots and after.
And a couple of those jabs as well have got through and caused at least a brief problem and get Caicedo back on his heels a couple of times.
Now, he's thrown little touchy jabs, but I'm on about
a solid jab.
I'm on about jabs where he's committing. I haven't really seen him throw a jab where he's actually committed, with, like, in terms of a ramrod, you're trying to punch someone's face in with his...
10 seconds.
Mykyle Ahmed is already up from his corner and ready to get going for this final round of 4.
I mean, he's boxing lovely, but I just want to see him stick and jab, an hard jab in.
It's 2 minutes 50 to go for the British fighter to go the full length for the first time in his pro career. Caicedo trying to be a bit more nimble with a bit more head movement as well. Almost trying to anticipate the shots. It's a good right hand that catches Caicedo around the cheek.
Nice short backhand there.
Another right hand just catching down the body as Caicedo continues just to retreat and retreat as he's done so often in these first 3.5 rounds or so. Left hand just rocks the head back and again.
Lovely backhands. Lovely right hook.
Really good right uppercut.
Nice.
Caicedo stuck in the corner as 2 more volleys land as well on the Colombian.
That almost looked like that caught Yin actually, because he just grabbed on immediately.
Oh, he definitely felt that. 100%.
Yeah.
Lovely
That's
body
a
shot.
great
Lovely
body
Oh, you
shot
can feel
again.
those body shots.
Caicedo holding on for dear life suddenly. It's that one drilled right into the ribcage.
Yin's getting an initial warning for holding there.
Mykyle Ahmed looking once again down low to that body. Caicedo just leaning in, getting his head down once more, just protection to try and last the final 1 minute 20 or so. That big body right hand just really stung the Colombian.
Nice.
Caicedo's just starting to wilt a little more and a little more as the relentless impact of punches over the last 3 or so rounds is just starting to take its toll. The movement isn't quite as sharp and as quick and nimble as it has been.
Final minute of the final round. It would be good to see if Mykyle could progress on the hurt to the body and actually be able to drop him or stop him in this final round. But yeah, Yin's proven to be tough.
He'll want that as well.
Taking the body work.
You get the feeling he really enjoyed the early stoppage in his first fight and got a taste for it, as I'm sure many fighters do.
He's boxing really well. Good jab there. See, if you bust him up with the jab like that, it'd be so much easier.
Nice, yeah, we can see his head snap back there.
Right hand just coming from Caicedo again, though. Another word of warning slightly as Mykyle Ahmed just caught a little. That's 15 seconds to go or so. The point being knocked off for Caicedo as well. Mykyle Ahmed's not too fussed about that because I think he knows he's got the job done whatever happens. He wants to go for the killer blow here in the final few seconds of the 4th round. He wants the grandstand knockout stage here, last 10 seconds or so. Caicedo fighting back. Another low body shot with the left, and well, it's a pretty comprehensive victory to say the least for Mykyle Ahmed. It's going to take him to 2 wins in 2 in his pro career. And Caicedo forcing him to go the distance as I think many expected the Colombian would do this evening, considering what we've seen from him in the past and in the last few months or so. But really, there was only one fighter in that.
Yeah, good performance. I like the way he turned the intensity up towards the end of the round. was trying his best to close out. He boxed really well.
Yeah, he did. I think he'll look back and feel very pleased with that performance there.
But bust him up with the jab, lads. Bust him up with the jab.
He's a man that says he wants to get out there as quickly as possible. Whenever he's in the gym, he's always focused on just, when's the next fight? I want to be out there. There's so many competitive fighters at his weight category that he wants to start making a name for himself very early on. Mykyle Ahmed certainly, with 2 victories on the card, will have the opportunity to do that. Over for the official decision with Thomas Tribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Chris Dean, scores this contest 40-35 for your winner and still undefeated, Mykyle Ahmed.
To the professional ranks, still undefeated, another victory. First chance to go the full distance, as I say. And a very confident looking fighter at that. All of his interviews in the build-up to this weekend and the fallout as well from his victory in August. Just a man that seems to absolutely adore this sport and be so keen to get back out there whenever possible. He'll probably be having a word with anybody that will be listening to him in backstage tonight saying, when's my next fight, when's the next card I can get on here. As we will have the second fight coming our way in just a moment. Eoghan Lavin taking on Remy Scholer. I think Mykyle Ahmed is down there with Dev to get his reflection on the fight. Over to you, Dev.
Okay, thank you, Oliver. Mykyle Ahmed, I mean, you really wanted to get him out there in the final round. Did everything you could, but he was holding on. How'd you reflect on that?
I think I started off a bit slow. I think 6 rounds was suiting me. I would have took him out there, and you got lucky.
You were digging away to the body. Plenty of, Nathan Heaney was talking about your combinations in there as well. Are you happy with your performance?
I'm my own biggest critic. I think it was a good performance, but I know I could do better.
You'll go away with Grant Smith back in that gym. You're in such a brilliant gym as well. It feels like there's so much more to see from you.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like once I get the 6-8 rounders, you'll see how good I am. And yeah, 4 rounders, it's a blink of an eye. 6-8, I'll show how good I am.
Well, still, 2 fights, 2 wins, not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's first welcome to the ring from France, Remy Scholer.
The Frenchman Remy Scholer steps into the arena this evening, the 36-year-old who, let's just say, he's got a long journeyman career to his name, and he is here to test the young Irishman Eoghan Lavin, who looks to continue his professional career in his 3rd fight this evening. Our 2nd fight of the evening here from Birmingham. Not the warmest reception, I have to say, from the crowd here in Birmingham for the Frenchman.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Ireland, the undefeated Eoghan Lavin.
I'm liking the traditional theme tune.
This is a man who is taking in every last second of this moment, that's for sure. Still a very young man indeed, but certainly a young man who has achieved plenty in the amateur ranks and up to the under-22 level in Ireland. It's very different to step into the professional ranks and continue that sort of progress, but 2 wins in 2 for his debut in April this year. Certainly this 21-year-old wants to continue to show that he has got plenty of juice in him this evening against a far more experienced fighter.
Is that Crawler?
Ladies and gentlemen, this round is scheduled for 4 rounds, and it is an international middleweight contest. Brought to you by Frank Warren, on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, and Beauty Bet. Our referee in charge at scoring this contest will be Kevin Parker. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with gold and weighed in officially at 11 stone 5 pounds. Coming to us from Youths, France, he brings a professional record of 4 wins, 12 defeats, and 1 win, coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Remy Scholer. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing green with red and weighed in officially at 11 stone 7 pounds. Coming to us from Mayo, Ireland, he is undefeated with 2 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Eoghan Lavin.
Gents, you both know the rules. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourself at all times. Such was.
A fighter that has been told that he hits hard indeed. Lavin looks to put the licks down here on Remy Scholer in these 4 rounds. And you can certainly tell where the home bias is this evening with the fighter coming out of the blue corner in those green trunks, the Irishman. Certainly a man, though, Remy Scholer, who kind of burst onto the scene a little and certainly turned some heads when he knocked out Jack Oliphant in York Hall.
Nice solid jab to the body there from Lavin.
Straight down.
Nice.
Does have stopping power, the Frenchman, that's for sure, particularly against a slightly less experienced fighter, and that's being generous, I think you'd say. Lavin has confidence, power, certainly the feeling of prowess, the way he stands in the ring in his first 2 bouts.
Nice to see Lavin control the distance here in the opening round, putting pressure on and closing it when he wants to land, but also being able to read it well to step back when we have Remy launch in.
Left hand from the Frenchman coming round and catching Lavin round the right ear. Lavin almost looks like he's kind of working out his prey early on. Just happy to try and avoid shots, although he's caught on the chin there. And a quick rebuttal from Scholer. Lavin knocking the Frenchman down.
7, 8, 9.
Well, what a shot just for a moment there. I thought Lavin was the one that was going to get rocked by that, but the counter-punch catching the Frenchman and sending him to his knees early on here in the first round. A lively start, to say the least, from these 2.
Ping him with the jab. You can hear Crawley shouting. Ping him with the jab. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Go through the gears.
How can he finish him off early? Yet to have that first knockout of his career, the Irishman. You can sense that it could come in this first round here in Birmingham. He's got about 55 seconds to do it.
His opponent looks like his legs are settled now, though. But that counter left hook, he still hurts. Lovely jab to the body.
Yeah,
lovely.
he can feel it to the body as well. You almost see his elbows draw in.
Frenchman trying to stay upright, trying to stay mobile. Still looks a little loose when he just steps back there.
You've got Eoghan taking his time. He's not rushing in. You know, still being sensible with the shots and wary of the power.
He's making sure he measures them. Tactical strikes around the body and the head of the 36-year-old.
Yeah, Remy's just trying to keep it moving and not set his feet so he can get through to round 2.
And he does, just about, but he will have certainly been surprised and rattled after being caught off guard. early on in round 1.
Solid opening round. Nice work.
But he was nice and calm with it, though. He was so nice and calm. He wasn't getting too carried away with his work.
Is that something that you'd like to see from a young fighter in those moments, rather than being perhaps overzealous when you see that you've had your opponent down on the deck? Just taking a step back and reassessing, knowing it's early and knowing at least, right, I've done something to get very much easily up on the card, and I've got my opponent on the heels, but there's no need to rush for that kill shot yet and leave yourself open to anything.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's a double-edged sword, because if you let it go too much and you miss all the shots, you're going to blow gasket, and then you've got no power anyway for the rest of the fight. So you'll end up having a poor performance on the back of that. Just having that mix, just like you said.
Round 2.
Round 2 of 4. Down already. Confidence will be high in the Lavin corner. ...51 victories, 7 losses as an amateur, the Irishman. Doesn't mean too much in the professional ranks, but he knows how to find a victory and finish off a fight. Just trying to find a way through.
That left hand definitely coming through.
Yeah, nice.
It's caught between the red gloves of the Frenchman.
Nice variety from Lavin as well, actually.
Again, waiting, picking his moment, when to try and strike. That knockdown as well, just highlighting the power that he says he's been told about.
Oh, lovely counter by time.
And then
lovely.
Down the knee from the Frenchman. As that power comes to the forefront once again.
He's taking the full count. Oh.
See, I love it how Cole is saying jab to the body, come over the top with the right hand. He's saying jab down, come over the top. See if he listens. Jab down. Lovely.
Working round the abdomen once again. Lavin is the shark that can smell blood in the water.
That's what you want. You need to mix it up.
Breaking down the defences, just battering down those fists of Scholer when they are up. He's still finding a way to just
jab down, right hook.
Force those punches through. And the towel is thrown in.
Towel thrown in.
The Frenchman's corner have seen enough. They don't want to risk it. It's an early stoppage, though, for the Irishman, the first of his career. A dominant dismantling of Remy Scholer. And all from that first knockdown in round 1. It seemed like there was no way back from what we saw from Remy Scholer in terms of the fight back, and he was just continuing to be on the wrong end of so many different blows. The variety you touched on there, Nicola. Meaning there was no way for him to really protect himself, and to say the corner have seen enough, and he will live to fight another day perhaps, but will no longer fight and certainly won't make the 4 rounds of this evening.
That was a very composed and classy performance actually from Lavin. I'm impressed. At the age of 21, you know, to be able to stay sort of cool and ready, especially after dropping him so early on in round 1.
You just saw in the first exchanges that he didn't rush in, just bided his time, had eyes on and was looking for where he could find his punches and pick his moments. Let's get the official decision, Mr. Thomas Trevor.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 56 seconds of round number 2. The red corner retires their fighter, and our referee Kevin Parker accepts their retirement. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, Eoghan Lavin.
Well, very, very impressive from Eoghan Lavin there, who's going to join us very shortly for an interview. Nathan, a middleweight coming through. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought he was really good. I was listening to Scholer in the corner, and his performance reflected what was going on in the corner. It was just nice and calm. Yeah. The instructions were clear. he boxed very well, very well. He was nice and composed. And when he comes to the last dip in the first round and drops him, that just set the tone then. Yeah. He just didn't need to get carried away, which he didn't. He boxed really well.
It feels like he's got it all going on, as you say. He's trained by Anthony Crolla, he's managed by 258, and he's promoted by Frank Warren, and he's just won in the second round. It feels like a good time to be Eoghan Lavin.
Oh yeah, certainly you can't really get a much better start in your career than having all those things put together.
No, exactly that. And we've seen Remy Scholer on Queensberry shows before. A couple of fights ago, he took on Jack Oliphant, and he upset Jack Oliphant. That was Jack Oliphant's Queensberry debut. So he came here to fight. You could see in the first round he was very much going for it, but just too much.
Yeah, absolutely. The man's here.
Well, let's bring in the man. Congratulations. You're not going to leave me hanging. Owen, how did you do that?
Easy, this. I heard them saying there was an upset on the cards yesterday. There's no upsets around here. Listen, the better you give me, the better I'll perform. And I think tonight, on top of my last opponent beating Sam King, I think tonight just shows I'm a level above Frank's boys and whoever else wants to be above. Put them in there. The team I have around me will find a way to beat them. And all I've done was what I was told, and just too much for him tonight. Good, tough opponent though. He's strong. He can whack.
Talk me through that first round, because you knocked him down heavy, but it looked like you might have got clipped yourself.
Yeah. I got clipped just before he went down. I think I done what they were telling me not to do. I think I left my lead hand a little bit low. I got caught up a right hook over, but look, I'm dangerous. When someone's running at me, I'm dangerous because I do hit hard. And I think I got stunned just for a split second, and it just ran on to a left hook, I think. But yeah, I came back. Felt perfect in the corner, and I was laughing. I said, Joe, I felt that one. These gloves, this is my first time in horsehair gloves. So I said they whack a little bit too.
Nathan, you were impressed, right?
Yeah, excellent. Like what you said about the upset before. Listen, if you don't respect these guys, they can cause an upset when you box. What I loved about it was just the collar was calm, you were calm. You come out, you let you were using your jab to the body as well. I like that. You using it, and that was just bringing that to the top of you doing. You were boxing lovely, mate. It's really good.
Yeah, look, I can't not. I think Crolla is. I've worked with different coaches just before I came with Crolla, and his knowledge of the fight game is unmatched that I can see. But even in the corner, even last night he was working Robbie Davies in the corner. He's so calm, but he can read the fight and he can just tell you what to do differently. I got buzzed just for a second, and he told me, listen, you were covered perfectly. You hurt them. He said, just be calm, be professional, keep stabbing to the body, and the shots are there, the shots will come. He doesn't like that right hand over, and I think I have to remember as well, I have all these aspirations, and people try to put a lot of pressure on because I'm with 258 and Queensberry and everyone like that, but it was my third fight tonight after a long layoff as an amateur. I was off for so long, and I'm learning a lot. Like even now, I feel going into my next fight I'm going to be 100 times better each time. So I'm learning so much in the gym, and then I'm just happy that I'm able to start displaying at my fights, because I didn't feel like in my last two fights that I was putting much on display, and I was coming out, I was a little bit frustrated with it because the work I was doing with Anthony, I didn't feel like it was coming out in the ring, and obviously I have to watch it back, but I'm hoping it did show a little bit better tonight.
I think you certainly did, and the reason I said there could be an upset on the cards because I saw that fella a couple of months back, and that was an upset. He took out Jack Oliphant, knocked him out on his Queensberry debut. There was something in the air, but no one's done that to him.
No, definitely. Look, I remember after that fight, that was when I made my debut, and I remember my little brother saying, oh, they stitched Jack Oliphant up. His journeyman was no journeyman. He said he could whack, and I said, yeah, but I said I'll knock him out. I remember a couple of weeks ago when they announced that opponent, I rang my little brother. I said, do you remember that fella that knocked Jack Oliphant out? Yeah. I said, I'm fighting him. Everyone back home had that in their head that I was fighting this knockout artist, but now look, I can take someone heavy-handed, I can take a whack, but I can give a whack too, so look, I'm interested. I'm excited. The more they step me up, the more I'm ready for it.
Congratulations, Eoghan Lavin. Well done.
Thank you.
That is Eoghan Lavin, and we're gonna bring in young Royston Barney Smith. How are you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Great to see you, Royston. What brings you to Birmingham?
Well, the one reason why I've come here tonight is a gym mate of mine boxing one of my stable mates, so like with Queensberry, and also someone I train with, so should be a good fight, and I can't wait to watch it happen tonight.
Which fight are you talking about here?
Shabaz Masoud and Liam Davies.
Of course, so you are very much a Shabaz Masoud man. He is your friend, he trains alongside you. I guess you're backing him.
Yes, 100%. I like Liam. He like I know him well. He's alright in that. But listen, he is a home fighter of mine, Shabaz, and that's all I want to win tonight.
Why does he win?
He's been looking sharp in the gym. I just think where he hasn't had his chance to shine yet, and this will be his chance tonight. And I think that's just the occasion is going to bring it out on him.
It is that, isn't it? We were talking about this earlier, about Shabaz it could be his breakout fight. This could change everything for him tonight, Nathan, if he pulls it.
Well, I've seen it myself when you go in as a massive underdog. It brings something else of you where you'll perform way better than you ever have because you've got no choice. You have to do that. So, listen, I need to give a shout out. Was your mum I was sitting next to in your call?
Yeah.
What a lovely woman. What's your mum's name?
Betsy, her name is.
Yeah. What a lovely woman, like sitting with her, your call, lovely. No shout out.
What a lovely moment. Your mum just got a shout out.
I'm got jealous.
But Liam Davies, though, I mean, he's pretty good as well, right?
No, he's been looking well. He's been doing everything what Queensberry asked from him, and he's been getting them out there lately. So that's the other thing I'm in the middle of, because Liam's progressing nicely. He's getting the stoppages, but then I've also been looking at Shabaz in the gym on fire, where I can't see really Liam touching him. So I can't wait to watch it tonight. It's going to be a good fight.
Is he looking that good? You can't see Liam touching him tonight.
Yes, 100%. He's been doing everything right in the gym, and it's just down to him now. And if he shows up, trust me, he's getting a new belt.
Wow, big comments there. Listen, what else are you looking forward to on the card? Anything caught your eye? Chantel Cameron's back.
Yeah, also, it'd be good to see her back in the ring. She's also a good boxer. She's proved herself time and time again, and hopefully she can get back to where she needs to be.
And what about yourself? Where are we going to see you back where you need to be, which is there?
I'm going to be back out again in the 7th of December, so it'll be a good show on that number 7 show, so it'll be a good performance. I want to start pushing on next year, start grabbing some more belts, start fighting some bigger names. I'm here now, I'm ready to go, so nothing's stopping me.
You rate Royston, right?
Yeah, it'll be a very good boxer. Very, very good.
Yeah. Royston, very good boxer. We are going to let you go. Best of luck, sort of, tonight, because you're sort of going against Queensberry tonight. It's a bit of a weird one, mate.
I know, but listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Thank you, Royston Barney-Smith. Nathan, let's talk. I think we've got a bit of time. Now, what we were going to talk about before Thomas Driver's booming voice interjected, was this fight between Denzel Bentley and Brad Pauls on December the 7th. You have a real keen interest in that. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, it's weird because I've boxed both of them. One of them I beat, and the other one beat me. First ever time. But yeah, but it's a very interesting fight because Bentley, like I always believed when we went into the ring, he can detonate anyone. Like so what he did with the Sarze, and obviously who's the lad? The Southpaw kid from London,
Danny Dignam.
Yeah, he's just devastating. So if Brad Pauls lets him catch him, it can be dangerous for him. But on the flip side, Pauls can also bang. I can assess that myself. It's like you said before about when Barney was talking about Liam Davies might not be able to hit Shabaz. If that's the case, then Davies can't hurt him. You can only hurt what you can hit. I let Pauls hit me for some reason, so and he hurt. Where I didn't let Denzel Bentley. Well, Denzel Bentley caught me a few times. But never. I was always there throughout the whole fight. But it's a weird one. Like Steve says, my coach Steve Woodbine, Brad Pauls is a much better fighter than what he was 2 years ago. Obviously, he's been on these big shows now. I think maybe the events got to him in previous fights when he fought Talon. Other times, he's very good. I think the pressure might have got to him, but when he boxed me, he was much more relaxed on being on these big shows, particularly with mine. You don't get a big crowd against you like mine. So he's adapted very well, he's a very good boxer.
So when you were in against Brad Pauls, were you less kind of wary of his power? Because you say Denzel Bentley didn't land his Sunday punch on you.
Yeah.
He caught you a few times, but not the big one, right?
Yeah. What's weird is, throughout every second of the fight with Denzel Bentley, I thought he can take me out at any second, so I never switched off. Not that I switched off with Brad Pauls, but in the first fight I definitely did switch off and he caught me. But then in the second fight, the first 3 rounds, I was busting him up with the jab. It was almost becoming too comfortable. And when a lad can punch like that, you can't switch off. And unfortunately, I did switch off. After a lazy jab, he slipped to come with a right hand in round 4. Then that changed the whole momentum of the fight then. Whereas I knew for a split, I couldn't let Denzel Bentley for a split second catch me. So yeah, I maybe did switch off for Brad Pauls, but that's not discrediting Brad Pauls. He caught me and he made me pay. And if you let him catch you, he can hurt you.
It just feels like with Denzel Bentley, when he boxes around this kind of level, other than yourself, he tends to wipe them out.
Yeah.
And pretty quickly, like you mentioned there, Danny Dignam, Marcus Morrison, there's been countless examples where he just goes right through them. But it feels like Brad Pauls isn't that kind of guy. What do you think?
I don't think so. He's, like Steve said, he's never been stopped. He's never really been visually hurt. I know I hurt him with the body shots in the fight, which sort of guts me a little bit, because I didn't know we were hurting. We hurt him in the end of one round, so I hit him with the body shot. He's very tough, but it's like anything though. No matter how tough you are, if you get caught, you can get hurt. Because I'm quite tough, but if I get hit, I get hurt, so yeah.
Well, let's head back to Thomas Treiber.
Cheers, Dev. Cheers, Nathan. Jackson getting the announcement from our Master of Ceremonies this evening, Thomas Treiber. Just waiting for the music to be played, and Jackson can make his way to the ring. He's still looking for his first professional victory, 28 years of age. Out of Manchester, he's going to have a tough task on his hands this evening, taking on a very strong up-and-coming fighter, a fighter that is already talking about how he wants to have these title opportunities. Bradley Thompson giving his announcement in just a moment.
And now let's welcome to the ring the undefeated Bradley Thompson.
No messing around from Bradley Thompson either. He just wants to get down to this ring as quickly as possible, starting to walk the walk before Thomas Treiber had even finished announcing his name. There is a confident nod and air about this young man as he makes his way to the ring for our final fight of the 3 bouts of the undercard here on the stream tonight.
Already has a host of support as well. I can see Frank Warren sat opposite ringside as well for this fight.
As Frank come down to the ringside to support perhaps another great young talent to come out of the Queensberry stable.
Ladies and gentlemen, this round is scheduled for 4 rounds in the flyweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riot Season, 32 Red, and Unibet. Our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Chris Dean. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black, white, and gold, and weighed in officially at 8 stone 5 pounds. Coming to us from Manchester, England, he has 22 professional bouts to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sean Jackson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with gold and weighed in the same as his opponent, 8 stone 5 pounds. Hailing from Telford, Shropshire, England, he is undefeated with 5 wins. 2 of his 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Bradley Thompson.
Well, the entourage is here in full force, as you mentioned, Nicola, for Bradley Thompson, a young man who has had to have his time on the side, returning with a couple of impressive victories over Luke Merrifield by TKO, and then the points decision over Stephen Jackson in his last fight earlier this year. young man that certainly Queensberry Promotions are keeping a very watchful eye over right now. Taking on Sean Jackson, journeyman, who literally will travel up and down the country. Cardiff, Glasgow, Belfast, Newcastle, Birmingham. No arena is too far away for Jackson to step into the ring once more.
By the way, that's it. By the way.
Feels like it's gone straight into the action of this fight with sort of combos already landing. Typically you see sort of almost a cagey start to fights as they suss each other out, but straight in with sort of backhands, uppercuts to the body, hooks.
Elbows in.
Yeah, there's no feeling now, he's gone straight in.
Elbows in, counter punch, and you block him. That's the body shot, counter punch over the top right over. There you go.
Fighting and hesitating there, Thompson trying to lure in Jackson slightly. Biding his time and got to the shot with the left.
Thompson in southpaw and Jackson in... Oh, also just switched to southpaw.
And a body shot there by Thompson. Almost feels like already Thompson's playing cat and mouse games, toying with him slightly with those feints.
Right jab right, southpaw. Right jab right, you want. Right then, jab right.
Jackson staying on the edge, staying near the ropes.
Good jab, shot.
Just needs to get a little bit closer with his feet.
Yes, just a fraction out of distance to land his shots at the moment, Thompson.
Yeah, tight.
Quick in with the left hand and then stepping straight back out again.
Jackson's got a very experienced coach in his corner, Joe Pemberton, of Northside. I've boxed his lads many times over the years in the amateurs. Very, very good.
He's a fighter that tends to go the distance as well. Never lost by Sean Jackson. Every single fight going the distance in his career.
Thompson's really wanting to find a home for that body hook.
Bright start, certainly Bradley Thompson looking to be the more authoritative figure in the ring in that first round. Sean Jackson is not making life easy for him. As you touched on, both of you in that first round, there's things that Thompson can also work on himself that he's in control of. He can give himself a little bit more dominance and land a few more punches perhaps.
Yeah, his boxing well is just literally just getting that distance, just closing down just a little bit closer. Because when he's throwing the shots, he's just out of range, so he's not landing as clean as he possibly could do. But he might put that up in the next round or so.
Can that sometimes take a bit of time just to work out as well in a fight exactly where your range is coming from as it continues?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Thompson's looking very eager in the corner in terms of taking on feedback, which is always a good sign. As well, ready for the next game plan for round two.
Springing the step as he comes out from that blue corner. Staying on the toes. Straight into the centre of the ring once more. Once more again, keeping Jackson pinned on the edges.
Comes in Bolo. There you go.
Left hook again. Thompson just able to duck away from it, make sure that didn't have a chance of landing. A couple of slightly stronger body shots that just to work the abdomen of Jackson.
Jackson's starting to feel these body shots now. We sort of almost saw his face change.
Just a word of warning there for Thompson to make sure it's all above the belt.
But the effectiveness of those shots came from the fact he was much closer when he was throwing them.
Jackson just trying to use that right hand just to keep that distance once more and keep Thompson slightly further away as the young man steps in.
Lovely.
Nice left hook. That.
Quick as a flash as well. No chance for Jackson to get a hand up to it, really. Another quick volley again. There's a wry smile already from Bradley Thompson, who seems to be enjoying his night's work out there in the middle. Minute 30 to go in the second, just over. Another body shot landing round the side of Jackson. Just a bit more puff in the cheeks of the man in the dark trunks.
You can see Thompson's eager to put on a solid performance. I think what would be nice is if he just varied the tempo ever so slightly.
Another body shot with that right hand coming round and catching Jackson. That's caught a couple of times. Then another one, right, left, right. First two round the abdomen certainly seemed to land.
Good work from Jackson there, though. Good jabbing.
Yeah, Jackson trying to keep him away with the jab and the front hand. That was a low blow. That was a low blow.
There was very much almost an apologetic look there from Bradley Thompson. I don't think the intention was to get that low at all.
He comes into you. Jab Bolo, get on with it. Let's fucking go. Come on. 25 seconds, let's go.
Last 20 seconds of this second round.
Final 10 seconds of round two.
Right hand that just rocks the head of Jackson back for a moment.
It's better round two. Round two is better from.
Oh,
lovely backhand.
That was nicely timed there. Just moved out of range and then met him with that backhand.
Yeah, that's straight left, certainly landing on the chin of Sean Jackson. Just a stinger from the man from Telford, just to remind Sean Jackson, who is the alpha male at the moment out there in the ring. Bradley Thompson now just starting to work a little more, and you can tell that Sean Jackson has been through a bit more huff and puff in that second round than the first. You saw those cheeks getting slightly redder, the breathing a little heavier as well from Jackson. The early body blows just starting to wear down as Thompson continues to grow in ascendancy here. Getting the feeling that tonight Bradley Thompson wants to put on a impressive show, because he does see next year is the year for him to come back after all of the trials and tribulations of being out of the ring. 2024 the year to just remind everybody in this division that he is back and a name to contend with. And in 2025 perhaps the year for Bradley Thompson to do something special indeed.
Thompson started round three backing Jackson up onto the ropes.
Good job down.
And the left hand coming over the top. Jackson's stationary on the ropes just for 10-15 seconds or so, and absolutely nowhere to go as Thompson able to unload a little bit more.
Yeah, Jackson looks like he's slowed down with the volume of punches so much. Thompson still applying the pressure, walking him around the ropes, keeping him in the corner.
Those body shots you can hear when they sting and really catch.
Get push against him with weight. Push against him. Guard up, push against him when he comes in. Elbows in, elbow block.
Oh, that was a nice right hand straight through the guard there from Thompson.
Yeah, the left coming, followed up with a right. Another one comes round the side as well as the right hook just finding another gap, just catching the cheek of Jackson. And
I like Thompson's movements as well. His head movements moving off the line every time he lands a shot. He's moving afterwards. She's not really getting caught with any counters.
Slightly erratic from Sean Jackson there too, as I think he just felt he had to get out of wherever he was, stuck on the ropes, but he finds himself caught again. Okay. Swinging to try and find some separation, a bit of space, but as soon as he steps away from the ropes, Bradley Thompson just saying, nope, I'm going to work you back into the corner once again, back to the outside, back to that periphery.
Thompson's 1-2 straight down the middle of the guard, lands every single time.
Just looking at that right uppercut in the centre as well, as the hands opened up slightly from Jackson. Almost teeing him up there.
Jackson's taking the shots well, though, to be fair to him. Oh! Actually just landed a class right hand there, Jackson.
Right on the chin of Bradley Thompson. You saw the head get knocked back. Just a reminder that he can't get overly confident with 10 seconds to go in this third round. That'll certainly be a confidence booster for Sean Jackson going back into the corner.
Still Thompson's wrong there, but he did get caught with some good shots towards the end.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's still going to happen. That's a learning moment, I'm sure, for a young fighter, that you can be in command, but you don't make it count. If you don't keep your wits about, you can still get caught, particularly by these experienced fighters like Sean Jackson.
Yeah, it didn't look like it rocked Thompson at all, but obviously it just, it just landed cleanly, and as you say, it's part of boxing, being punched in the face. That is just the bread and butter and the nature of the sport.
I'll leave that one up to both of you, I think, rather than myself. You see now, Sean Jackson taking in as much air as he can.
Fourth and final round for them both. Nathan, what would you like to see a bit more from Thompson in this round?
I think with these kind of fighters, particularly when they take the journeyman title, it's you can't just land the one shot and just trying to blast it. You've got to just pick that lovely body shot there, but just chip away with more shots on the top, like that, nice and soft there. Just got to preoccupy him with more shots and then let the big one go.
Final round for Bradley Thompson to have the grandstand finish here in Birmingham to finish our first 3 fights of the night on this undercard.
Because all they did, they just tense up. They can absorb all the power. They just want to survive, and they will do. They're very tough men. So you have to break them up a little bit. Like you said before, when it comes to the range of shots, he was using a good range of shots, but that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, you can see now you've got Jackson keeping him away with that lead jab hand.
Thompson able to duck away from a left hand that comes over the head of him in the end.
That's going back to the lovely head movement I was talking about before. Like, they're lovely. He's moving really well, but then just comes with something on the back of it.
Yeah, the age-old saying, make them miss, make them pay.
Yeah,
that's the one. Nice couple of feints in there in this final round.
Word from the in the middle as a low shot with that left hand, catching Jackson. Quick volley, and pause before the
Thompson trying to
comes
find
around the corner.
a home for that body shot there.
Double jab shot. Keep it there, double jab.
Nice series of straight shots there from Thompson.
Lovely body work.
Lined him up with the left, just holding him almost at bay with the right hand, and then coming around the side with that left body shot, quickly followed by the right as well by Thompson.
Oh, nice head movement there from Thompson.
Almost the exclamation point, another good shot as well from Thompson after evading Jackson.
Jackson himself was boxing him up with the jab behind the jab just though.
Jab. Follow. There you go. Follow the top. There you go, Bolo.
Jackson over the top with that left hand.
Final round as Thompson just being kept at bay of the vigorous onslaught we had in the first round and a half, maybe first 2 rounds. It's slowed down slightly in the latter part of this fourth.
Oh, lovely.
Right shot there by Sean Jackson that will have certainly caught the attention of Thompson in his corner. Been a couple landed just in the last round and a half.
Final 10 seconds, yeah. going all out now to the bell.
Good response from Thompson, though. Good response.
Well, it's hard to see it going any way except for the man in the gold and white trunks, but there were some gentle reminders, shall we say, that Sean Jackson is a fighter that will continue, it seems, to go the distance in his career with opponents that come his way, and that he certainly won't just sit there and be a punching bag for anybody after what looked like a bit of a rough and tumble first 2 rounds for the 28-year-old. Some confidence with that shot that landed on the chin of Thompson at the end of round 3, and then must be strong finish in the final minute as well from Jackson. We'll get the official card in just a moment. I think we know whose hand is going to be raised come the end of this. Let's get you down there into the ring with our MC for the evening, Thomas Traver.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Chris Dean, scores this contest 40-36 for your winner. And still undefeated, Bradley "Too Slick" Thompson.
The opportunities, they want the big fights, you know. I wouldn't expect anything less. I thought he did a solid performance tonight. Good pace, and can take a lot away from that as well.
He's been on some good shows as well over the years, like in Telford, obviously on this show now on Queensberry, and he's developing along the way.
And got a good, you know, crowd and fan support base, which will help him get those bigger fights as well.
Well, Bradley is with them right now to discuss a continuation to his perfect record.
Okay, Bradley Thompson, congratulations. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was good, yeah. He's quite awkward, man, moving a lot, so it's hard to pin down, but that's what he's there to do, so.
You're getting that momentum now. Things are moving for you, right?
That's it, yeah. I had a long time out the ring, so didn't it? Second fight in 2.5 years, so he's shaking a bit of ring rust off and be ready to push on next year.
It feels like 2025 is going to be the year of Bradley Thompson.
Yeah, 100%. We're coming, man. Get the titles and keep marching on.
When you said that, and the next bit, you sounded just like your brother.
Yeah, a lot of people say that to me. They don't know who they're talking to sometimes, whether it's me or Liam on the phone, but that's it, same as Liam's done, go through all of them. The English, British, European, and hopefully get a world as well, so.
They made plenty of noise for you here tonight as well. That must have felt good.
Yeah, it's great support. Same as Liam. Liam gets great support, so they make it a bit easier for you getting on these big shows. You know, tickets are a big thing, so thank you to everyone that's come and brought a ticket and supported me.
And attention to the main event tonight. How is Liam going to get it done? Presumably you're picking him to win.
100%. I think he wins by knockout, to be honest. I say it all the time. He's, you know, one of the strongest super-bantamweights in the world easily, so I don't think people realise how hard he does it until you're in there with him, and trust me, I've been in there with him a lot of times.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's it. But he helps me push on, so it's good for me.
And some of the build-up, it's been pretty intense. You know, there's been people having a go at Liam, having a go at the family as well, DMs exchange. Has that fired Liam up even more?
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, they're just chucking fuel on the fire, really, so I get it, they're supporting their mate, but like I say, there's a line you don't really cross and it ain't really needed, but tonight Liam will put an end to it.
Congratulations on your win and best of luck to the rest of the family tonight.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, that is Bradley Thompson. Let's bring in Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren, who's grabbing a quick word with Bradley Thompson there. Bit of juggling your minds too. Nathan Heaney, what did you think of Bradley Thompson?
Yeah, I thought he boxed really well. It's one of them. It's in the opposite corner. You got Jackson. You have Joe Pemberton from Northside, who's one of the most experienced coaches, amateur and pro coaches in the country. Yeah. Takes journeymen all over the place. Takes the best amateurs all over the place, and he knows exactly how to deal with someone to survive, essentially.
Well, let's bring in, you've got the mic here, let's bring in Mr. Frank Warren. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good, how are you?
Very good, great to see you. Impressed with that's Liam's younger brother there. That's pretty good.
He's been out of the ring for a while, hasn't he? So he's come back, and that was a nice little boxing exhibition.
Big night for the Davies family. Big moment for Liam Davies tonight. How are you feeling about this main event? It's a great one.
It is, and the history they got between them as an amateur, which I wasn't that much aware of when we made the fight. So it's made it a little bit more tasty, and there's no love lost there, that's for sure. I'm sure they'll be afterwards. They'll show a lot of respect to each other, but yeah, this is a really, really good fight.
It's been very spicy. There's been there's been members of Shabaz's team calling stuff out, goading Liam Davies in press conferences. Liam seems very fired up, and Shabaz thinks that maybe Liam's head's gone, too emotionally involved.
Well, we'll find out when the bell goes. But they shouldn't be people at press conferences shouting out. They're called press conferences. So I wasn't there. If I'd have been there, they'd have been out.
Correct. Tell me a little bit more about the rest of the card, Frank. Chantel Cameron, great to have her back.
Yeah,
right?
interim title fight. She's got a tough fight, but she's looking for the full title. So hopefully she comes through and we can push her on. She's been a great signing for us, and she's been brilliant to work with. And I hope she comes through tonight.
Listen, I was speaking to Nathan, the hitman Heaney, earlier on. He said something I didn't agree with. Obviously, he's coming off that loss to Brad Pauls. He said he felt like he let his city down, he let everyone down. Tell him he's wrong.
He is wrong, and he didn't let anybody down. No, you've been a credit to yourself, to Stoke, everything you've done, into your fans. And that's a fact of life. And you'll come back, and that's because you got it. That's what you're about. You're about being a winner, and you'll come out.
And shout out Tom Francis, who's watching this. He messaged me after and said, "I've let no one down." So appreciate it, Tom. Thank you very much, mate.
I'm sure that Nathan's going to have a keen eye on Brad Pauls and Denzel Bentley. It's a brilliant division, very much involved.
That's it. And look, you look at the fight. You look at Denzel. You beat Denzel. He's fighting him. It's like that's happening. You look at the heavyweights. Same thing's happening there. Guys are losing, winning, coming back. So that's what you got to focus on. As long as you keep yourself well, you train well, you get another chance. There's no way in this world we're dropping anyone out. If they are committed and do what they got to do in the ring, we're with them all the way.
It feels like now, more than ever, the losses don't mean as much anymore. Everyone's fighting. Everyone's coming back.
It's how you lose. It's how you lose. And it's the desire. Look, there are guys who lose, and unfortunately they can't get over that. But, a loss is a test of character, and it's not and I can always say it's not the end of the world.
No, absolutely not. And listen, someone's always got to go tonight in the main event.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. Both unbeaten guys, both the same age. There's also a Queensberry versus Matchroom element. And Frank, you're doing pretty well in the Queensberry versus Matchroom stakes.
Well, we can't complain. It's been going well. And I hope that's going to continue tonight. This is a very important fight. Very important fight for Liam. He's done everything that's been asked. He's won the three British, Commonwealth, European in a very short space of time. And it's gone a little bit under the radar what he's done, to be quite honest. I think he should get more accolades for what he's done. So this fight, and he's won the IBO title. The only reason he hasn't fought for one of the others is because Inui has the 4 belts. And who knows what's going to happen down the road. But this is a tough fight tonight. If he comes through it, like I said to him, you will get a shot at one of those belts. Either if Inui gives them up, or if he holds on to them, we'll make sure the fight happens with him.
Well, there's the Inoue fight, which I know he won't back down from anyone. But of course, there's also the emerging Dennis McCann in a brilliant fight with Peter McGrath.
What a great domestic fight that is. It's a world-class fight, and you can put that on anywhere and it'll sell out. It's such a good fight, and I'm sure that will happen next year.
Nathan, how are you seeing the main event? Let me get your kind of final thoughts heading into the main event.
Davies is the favourite going into it, and there's a good reason for that, because he's fought at the higher level, and he's come through every single step of the way, and he's stopped a lot of lads on the way as well. Obviously, Shabaz has boxed very well in his career, and he's undefeated. So, like I said before, he's just got to get the perfect game plan, because if he doesn't, Davies converts and beats everyone. The only person that can even stand in his way is the world champion, like Inoue. But everyone below that, he's absolutely wiped out. So Shabaz's got the potential to 100% beat Davies, but he has to get it spot on.
Is that how you're seeing it, Frank?
I hope so, because that's the business they're in. see that, and I believe he's got the credentials to it. But as amateurs, he lost twice to him. So, you know, you never know when. I know what you're going to say, but it's amateurs, and it's a different.
It's just how you develop as a fighter, because as an amateur, you might not have been that good. Like, I wasn't a great amateur, but in the pros, I just developed over the last 7 years into a much better fighter. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Could it play on Liam's mind, though? Could it play on Shabaz's mind? Anything?
I don't think so. Like, for me, well, if I was going for my personality, it wouldn't affect me if I lost some of the amateurs at
He's a
all.
good pro. He's a good pro, Liam. You know, he'll go in there mentally correct. As long as he stays focused, keeps his composure, does what he normally does, you know, hopefully he'll be all right. But he's got a guy in there who really fancies the job.
No, he absolutely has. Listen, Frank, while we've got you, just a wider conversation about the heavyweights right now. The conversation out there is, it doesn't sound like we're going to see a Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua rematch. That's what I'm hearing. What can you tell us? What's next for Big Dan?
Well, Dan's going to fight in February. I don't think it'll be AJ, you know, and by the way, you know, he's the champion. It's not about what AJ wants to do, it's what Daniel wants to do. So we're looking at other guys now, and we're making an announcement fairly soon, but it'll be a big fight. I mean, he well and truly announced himself on the world stage, you know, in style like you can't believe, and I'm pleased for him. He's come of age. Mentally, he's come of age.
It was
physically.
It was destructive. Like, it was like the way he come out. Like, he demolished him.
He done what heavyweight should do.
He did what you've always said he was going to do all the way through.
Yeah.
Like, even when we boxed on the same card in Telford like 4 years ago, you've always had a belief in him. And my goodness, he smashed it.
Got a bit of an eye for talent, Frank.
I just hope in hindsight's not going.
But tell me this, when you're having these conversations with Daniel about the next step, what's he like? Is he just like, yeah, just let me know when?
He'll fight anyone. But, you know, we sit down with Daniel, his team, his father, Don, and he's got a couple of business people who work with him now, and we make a constructive and sensible decision, and that's all about various aspects of, you know, what each guy brings to the party, and obviously the finances of it. The obvious thing was when AJ was calling for a rematch, I had no problem with that. I felt he'd do the same thing again, but it's not. I don't think it's going to happen. And as I say, we're looking at a couple of options, and one of them's very, very interesting.
One of them's very, very interesting. What would you say that the opponent's name begins with? Could you give us anything?
A letter of the alphabet.
You've got to try it, Nathan. You've got to try it.
You got to try it.
Throwing things even further to Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk now. I think a couple of months away, but momentum is building. We've had that press conference. What did you make of Tyson's demeanour? He's not sitting there calling him a dosser and all of that anymore. There's respect now, more than ever.
Of course there's respect. They're two world-class heavyweights. They're unbelievable fighters, impeccable fighters. And what I'm sort of missing with a lot of people is it was such a close fight. There was nothing in it. It was a split decision. Some people are talking like Tyson got annihilated. That didn't happen. It's a fight of two halves, and Tyson even won the last round. It's going to be a great fight. They know each other now, and at their age they're at, I think it's going to be a fight of who is taking the most out of it. And one thing about Tyson, every rematch he's had, he's knocked the opponent out.
He's got a pretty good record in rematches. Frank, thank you so much. Nathan, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. It is now time, 7 o'clock, TNT Sports. Liam Davies, Shabaz Masoud. What a fight. Two unbeaten super-bantamweights who cannot stand the sight of each other are going to be involved in an almighty tear-up. Don't miss it.